Well, hey guys, welcome to Star Wars on High. Thank you for stopping by. We are back. And you might be asking yourself, Josh, why the heck is there an Avatar The Way of Water review in my feed? I come to you and Jimmy for Star Wars news. Well, there's a couple reasons I want to talk about this movie. Number one, if I can connect it to our channel a little bit, Avatar is a Disney-owned sci-fi franchise right alongside Star Wars. In fact, if you go to Disney World and you spend time at the various parks, you'll spend time at Pandora. When you go to Animal Kingdom, and when you go to Hollywood Studios, you'll go to Galaxy's Edge. So they are very much intertwined in the same ecosystem, the same company. And I did find it interesting to kind of compare how these two franchises how they grow, what they do well, what they don't. And number two, I really like Avatar. I really enjoyed the first movie. And I know it seems, at least on Twitter, there's this kind of faction of people who really don't like Avatar and really don't want this one to do very well. And that's fine. You know, I know Jimmy's not a huge fan of this movie as well. But I will say, I think some of the online kind of hate towards Avatar comes from, I think, a little bit of the younger generation who, when this came out in 2009, maybe weren't old enough or maybe didn't go see it in IMAX 3D or didn't go see it on a big screen and really understand how groundbreaking the technology and immersion was in that film. If you were, seeing this movie in theaters, even if you thought the story was just whatever, no one can deny how impressive the film was, especially for 2009. And I went and rewatched the re-release in IMAX a couple months ago when they had it out because I just wanted to go see did it hold up, and it certainly did. I really still enjoy that film quite a bit. Is it Oscar-winning writing and incredible performances? I think the acting is good, but no, it's not. It's not an Oscar-winning film per se. Maybe in visuals it will be. But I just had a blast being there. I loved being in Pandora. I loved being immersed in that world with the beautiful score. And I wanted to go back. And so this film, I was very excited for. And I have to say, just right off the top, I'm not going to go into spoilers here. So don't worry about that. But I will tell you, you don't have to watch the full video. I highly recommend you go see this in theaters. I really do. I think you should go find it in the nicest screen you can. If you can afford it, I absolutely recommend go to see IMAX 3D or whatever the nice Dolby Atmos is, and be immersed in this film because the visuals are easily the best visuals I've ever seen in a film. And it's not particularly close. I thought Thanos looked absolutely phenomenal in Avengers, Endgame, Infinity War. The motion capture, the character models in this film, I mean, they're the next level. They're a next step up. In particular, there's shots at night in the water that just blew me away. I mean, if you're a fan of just movies and making movies and CGI technology, this is a must-see. I mean, you don't worry about it. Don't worry if you don't even see the first one. You got to go see this because you're going to be blown away with what they're able to do. And I know this film probably cost so much money, but it does make you wonder what we can continue to see in cinema going forward. As a Star Wars fan, some of the designs and things in here, I'm like, oh my gosh, so many alien species we could do in just the best quality. So that right off the top, I recommend this movie for anyone who liked the first one. I recommend it for anyone who loves good visuals and just is impressed by the technology. And I will say, I think this is a great time at the theater. This is what this movie is about. It's a theater experience. And this time of year, Christmas lights are up, people are getting off for school and work, and it's fun to go out. And just to go sit in this theater for 3 hours and just be immersed in this world, to me, it's just so much fun. I love this kind of thing. And when they talk about removing theaters, this is what you miss. This is what you would not have anymore. And I think it should go be enjoyed. And I hope it does really well. Hope it makes a ton of money, and I hope we get the 3, 4, and 5 that they said they were gonna put out because I really enjoy my time in Pandora. Now, for those curious, it follows Jake and Neytiri in their life. It takes place years after the first film. They've started to grow up, have a family, and the Sky People return, which is something we expected. Kind of given where the first film ended, it seemed that the humans would try to come back and take over Pandora and get the resources they need. And so it forces our heroes to go try to find a new path, and they find themselves in the Water Tribes. And I will say the first 20 minutes of the movie started a little slow. It was kind of catching you up, and there was some weird kind of goofy things. The first Avatar had some goofy things as well. I mean, it does. It's kind of the way the humans go. It's all a little weird, but in a fun way for me. I'm fine with it. But for the first 20 minutes, it was a little, okay, I don't know. But it really picks up. And honestly, the minute you get to the Water Tribes from then on, it is just an absolute blast. It is so much fun. And there's incredible action. There's some really good heartfelt moments. I will say Jake and Neytiri, their kids, some get more time to shine than others, is what I would say. And some kind of immediately work, and others maybe not. And now there's time in the third film. Maybe those characters have a chance to get a little bit more screen time. But there's a few of the kids in particular that I think had some really strong moments. And I think the movie's got a lot of heart. I thought the first one did too. Yeah, the story is not like groundbreaking. It's a story you've heard before, similar ideas you've heard before. I think just executed really well. And when you put on the absolutely incredible visuals with a decent story, with an amazing score, and with characters that you like, I really like Sam Worthington as Jake Sully. I know he hasn't really had a huge, massive, A-list career since this film, and he's in projects and he's done well. But I think him as Jake Sully works really well, and same for Zoe Saldana as Neytiri. I really like them, and I wanted to see where their life goes and how their family is. And so for me, I don't know what else has to be said. It's a great time. And I'm not saying this movie is going to reinvent the wheel of what stories can be and how cinema can be, but it will reinvent how good cinema can look and feel. And that's a big deal. There are really some shots when you're in the water that you just feel like you're surrounded in that world. And I love to be there. And I love that I can experience this. So I highly recommend you go see it in theaters. If you can afford it, if it's possible, go enjoy it. Go enjoy some time with friends and family this holiday season and give yourself a great movie. And I really hope we start to see this technology become more available and we see some of this in our favorite Star Wars projects, because my goodness, I wish Star Wars had the budget that some of these Avatar films did, because we could get some really, really incredible stuff. Well, let me know what you guys think down below. Have you seen Avatar, the second one yet? Did you like the first one? Am I crazy? Am I the only one who likes that movie anymore? Maybe so. Maybe I'm the only one who's going to see this movie and the box office is going to tank. But I hope not, because I think it's a lot of fun and I think it's a really, really good time. You can see it with your parents, with your kids, with your friends, with whoever. It does have an all ages appeal. And this movie, I will say, has some pretty mature moments. I don't remember the first one having as many mature moments, but I had a blast. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a sucker for these kind of movies. But appreciate all your guys' support. Looking forward to finishing out the year strong. We do have the Bad Batch coming like right in the beginning of January. So stay tuned in the channel. Can't wait to talk about it. Until then, guys, hope you have a happy holiday season. See y'all again very soon.